Okay, so get this. 1996, a brand new riverboat casino, the Grand Victoria, makes a splashy debut in Rising Sun, Indiana.
Grand Victoria.
People are so hopeful, so excited. This casino, it represents jobs, right?
Right.
A brighter future. Now, fast forward to today.
Okay.
That same casino, it's now called Rising Star Casino, and it might be moving, setting sail for a new home in New Haven, Indiana.
Interesting.
So we're diving into the why, the how, and the, whoa, what happens next of this potential move.
Okay.
And thankfully, we've got our gaming expert here to help us make sense of it all.
Happy to be here.
So we've got a once thriving casino, now struggling. We've got two communities kind of caught in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
We've got news articles, we've got reports. We're going to break it all down.
Let's do it.
Starting with this. Why is Rising Star even thinking about moving? It's almost ironic. Rising Star, but it seems like its fortunes have been anything but rising lately.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's almost like that poker game where suddenly way more players just pull up a chair.
Oh, I see.
That's what happened to Rising Star. Casinos opened in neighboring states, especially in Ohio.
Right.
Ohio really changed the game.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got all this competition carving up the customer base,
Wow.
and that's market saturation.
Yeah.
And he hit Rising Star hard.
It's like that old saying, the house always wins. But in this case, it seems like a different house started winning.
Right?
And we see that in the numbers, right?
Oh, absolutely. We've got this document. Key lawmakers say casinos' proposed move is worth consideration. And it just lays out this kind of stark reality.
Yeah.
Declining revenues.
Right.
Shrinking workforce.
Yeah, it's a different picture from that grand opening we were talking about.
Very different.
Okay, so that explains why Full House Resorts, they own Rising Star, might want to move. But why New Haven? What makes this city the potential jackpot they're looking for?
Well, you know what they say in real estate? Location, location, location. New Haven.
Right.
It's smaller than Rising Sun,
Okay.
but it's close to Fort Wayne.
Ah, okay.
Fort Wayne's a much bigger city.
Right.
It's got all these potential customers,
Right.
people who don't already have a casino right around the corner.
Right. Untapped market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're talking about creating a whole entertainment district, not just a casino. It's a whole different ball game.
So New Haven is rolling the dice on this, huh? This is their big break.
They think so.
Yeah.
And they're going for it.
Sounds like it.
They are all in. Potential move for Rising Star Casino Resort in Indiana. It really highlights how proactive these New Haven leaders have been.
Okay.
They're meeting with the city council. They're planning community forums. They want everybody on board. They're thinking about more than just money here.
But what about Rising Sun? They're the ones that stand to lose the most. It's not just a business, it's their biggest employer. It's a major source of funding for their community.
Exactly. And as Rising Star Casino eyes move, Ohio County wonders what the future holds inside Indiana business. They really get into that potential impact. Ohio County is where Rising Sun is. And it doesn't sound good. And they introduce you to some of the people who would be affected, people like Amy King. She's the county library director.
And her story was really something. She's worried about losing funding for the library and all these other essential services, about her friends at the casino losing their jobs. It's not just numbers on a balance sheet, you know? These are people's lives.
Right.
It makes you think, is there a way to soften the blow if the casino does actually move?
Well, there might be. One possibility.
Yeah.
A hold harmless agreement.
Hold harmless. What's that?
It's basically a way for the company that's relocating, in this case the casino, to compensate the community for that lost revenue.
So like a severance package, but for a whole town.
Basically. And they give some examples in that article about how that's worked in other places where casinos have moved. As Rising Star Casino eyes move, Ohio County wonders what the future holds inside Indiana business. It's a good one.
It's interesting. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But even if everyone agrees that this move is a good idea, they still have to get it past the legislature.
Oh, absolutely. The legislature is the next hurdle.
Yeah.
And key lawmakers say casinos' proposed move is worth consideration.
Right.
But it sounds like they're a bit of a mixed bag on this.
So?
Well, some lawmakers are for it. They see the potential economic benefits,
Right, of course.
new jobs, more tax revenue, that kind of thing. But others are more cautious.
Yeah, makes sense.
Worried about the social impact of expanding gambling. So it's like, yeah, we need the money, but at what cost?
Yeah, like they're holding all the cards and we don't know which way they'll play it.
Exactly. And here's where things get even more interesting. The Miami Tribe of Oklahoma. https:/www.hana-in.com/show-document.asps.nlid fee MFIDs 6 US 1 WS% 3D and SID 7YOS7YB Hag percent 3D, talks about how they're getting involved. They just bought some land near Fort Wayne.
Really?
Yeah, and they've been trying to get a casino in Indiana for years.
Wow, so there's another player at the table now? Okay, this is getting complicated.
Yeah, it's getting interesting.
This is great. So we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll unpack that new wrinkle and all the other wild cards in this high-stakes game. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about the Miami tribe of Oklahoma making a play in the Indiana casino scene.
Yeah.
It's like they saw this whole rising star situation and decided to ante up.
It's interesting, right?
It's very interesting. So what's their game plan? Well, they've been trying to get a casino in Indiana for years.
Right.
Years and years.
Right.
And this land they bought near Fort Wayne.
Right.
It just seems like a really strategic move.
Okay.
Right. Because if Rising Star relocates, that leaves a big void.
Right.
And they could be hoping to fill it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially, if they can find a partner, an established casino operator.
Right, someone who knows Indiana.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone who knows the lay of land.
Exactly, knows the ropes.
So instead of one casino moving,
right,
we could end up with 2 new casinos.
It's possible.
Wow. Okay, so are they a shoo-in? Or are they considered a long shot?
It's really too early to tell.
Right.
But that same document